Hello, I am here today at possibly a Roman culvert. Now, I don't actually have any expensive cameras. I'm using the cheapest phone that Argos could sell me. I even forgot my hat, so I mean this is my favourite hat that was in the car, so I hope you like it. Most of my stuff is by Fairfax and Favour, so Fairfax and Favour are watching. Please give me free stuff, I'll feature it in a video. But anyway, right now I'm going to show you some possibly Roman stuff around here. I also don't know anything about video editing, so I'm going to attempt to do this in one take, so it might suck. Yeah, please watch good channels, because Darren knows how to edit stuff and I don't. Right, so where I am today is the street. There's several roads by that name, but this is the one that matters because it's near Derby, which is where I'm from. And this has been recently identified by the work of David Ratledge at the Roman Roads Research Association. And David is one of the association's leading experts on LiDAR, and I am so pleased with his work. This is actually what got me into the Roman Roads Research Association. I've been fascinated by Roman roads for years before, but this is what really triggered me being properly interested. And this cutting I'm at now is where it goes across a stream, and there's something which has previously been identified as a possibly Roman culvert. So can I even flip the camera around? Oh no, I can't even flip the camera view around once I've started recording, so I'll just have to do this the hard way. Actually, I'll stop the video and then I'll turn on the other camera and hopefully this will work. So just beyond the gate there, you can see a cutting in the hill, which is what David has found on LiDAR, which is where the road goes across a stream. We're just outside Windley, and also beneath me here, there are some quite large rocks, which I don't know if they might have once formed part of the curb of a road. Maybe they were just part of a dry stone wall, but there isn't a dry stone wall here now, it's just a hedge. I hope you can hear me alright because the wind's picking up a bit and I don't have a fancy microphone today. I'm going to have to focus on the ground as I go past rather than what I'm filming. We are coming towards the stream here. One thing I've noticed down here is that there's an awful lot of pebbles. Maybe this is just sensible because, as you can see, it's wet, there's a stream. Maybe some of it's the Roman cobbling, I don't know. I have occasionally taken out interesting shaped ones and shown them to a proper archaeologist who gets paid to do this, and he said that there was nothing special about them, so I haven't made any cool finds here, but I have tried. This bit here, which you won't see much from this angle, I would have to climb over this barbed wire fence to show you, which I might do, is the outlet from the culvert. So I'm not about to collect £10,000 from Mike. This is not a Roman ford, but it might be a Roman culvert where the water may have gone completely underneath this. But what I want to do today is find the other end of it, because if there's one end of a culvert there, the other end is going to be over there somewhere. My shadow, hopefully, is conveniently pointing. So let's have a look and try not to drop my camera. Oh gosh, it's... Ooh! Okay, that mud was deeper than I thought. I thought today would be good because it's been pretty dry for a while. Yeah, for safety reasons, I think I'm going to have to turn the camera off for a bit. But what I'm basically trying to do here is, over there, let's say one end of the culvert, here is a lot of mud, and somewhere in the trees over there, I spotted a pool in better weather, and pools are sometimes where one end of a culvert might have got blocked up and the water's all gathered there. Here seems a bit close, because Roman roads were, I can't remember how wide, but we're talking like 10 plus metres wide. It's not like a farm track a couple of metres wide, so I am going to be looking over there, and the culvert would probably have to be wider than the road, so there'd be maybe a bit of embankment as well. So yeah, let's have a look. But I am going to put the camera away because the ground is muddier than it looks, and I'm going to need both hands for balance. This is the small pool I was talking about. If I come round here, that edge there is where I was hoping the culvert might be. But despite there having been almost no rain for several weeks, it's still very boggy and that water is still very deep. Unfortunately, it's a lot deeper than I can stand in my Explorers, which are kind of like wellies. I think I'm going to need waders, if not swimwear. It's not actually that big. Actually, no, I might get stuck in the bottom. What I did do is I lay down on that bank there and stuck my hand down, and I found nothing except mud and roots. So I'm thinking if it is there, which that one is quite down, it could be there. It could be down very deep. Like, why is there a deep pond there? I'm not a hydrology expert. Maybe there's a culvert, but maybe there isn't. It might just be because of this tree, but there are other trees. As I went over here, I did notice it gets a bit less boggy at some point. Actually, yeah, this is still pretty boggy. So it's possible the culvert entrance is just buried deep in the bog over there somewhere. Sorry about the very shaky camera, I'm trying to find stable ground. There's the bit that feels like it might be about the right width would be around here, where that down there is just a marsh. I tried to walk on it and I just couldn't do it safely, so I cannot explore down there. But I would be interested in coming back with proper waders to see what's actually down that pool, because it is really deep. I hope you can hear me okay over the sound of the screen, and I can neither confirm nor deny that I just climbed through a barbed wire fence. I have it on good authority that professional archaeologists are skilled at climbing over them. Not sure how well you can see in the light. There's some stonework there that the stream is flowing over, and hopefully it'll adjust to the light down here. Is it going to? Don't want to drop my phone. There is a little stone archway in there. There we go, got it. Almost shaped like a Stonehengey thing, where you can see the top and two sides with a branch annoyingly in the way. I will post a link to a paper which has got a much better picture of it. There's lots more stonework there, and this oak tree looks pretty old. Yeah, that's been there a while. I don't think the oak tree is 2,000 years old, so I can't say exactly how long. But yeah, there's some significant stonework here that's raised the level of the road up. So actually, yeah, the top of that arch is significantly longer than my arm from the top. So maybe there is something deep down that pool. I think my waders would be all right here. Yeah, they go up to about my chest. So yeah, that's something to explore another day. Maybe a proper YouTuber can come back with a decent camera and a microphone, because they're actually really useful. Just realised I probably should have held the camera landscape, but too late now. So we're approaching another cutting across the next stream, which I think is Champion Car, and what you might notice from this shot is that the ground ahead of me is completely flat, nothing interesting, except we're on a hill. Goes down, goes flat, goes down again. It does go down again. Can't see very well on here. So I think that is where the Romans have flattened it out, which shows nicely on the LiDAR. More shaky phone camera. If I get 1,000 subscribers, I might be able to buy a GoPro in about 3 years. And you'll also see that where this flat bit is heading for, it doesn't look like there's anything there, which is actually part of the interesting earthworks. So what we've actually got here is two raised bits of earth with a stream that is hidden in between them. And I think this must be where the Romans put their bridge across. And this brings us on to the £10,000 question. Did the Romans have fords? Now, I can't prove it either way right here, but what I can tell you is I don't think this is a Roman ford, because it looks like a bridge. I'll explain why anyone would think it's a ford in a moment. Yeah, as we get closer, you see a great big dip down there with a little stream down it. So these raised bits of earthworks probably where the Romans put their bridge across and went up that cutting up there, where again you can see the alteration to the slope on the hill. But the reason that I think there's a lot of rumours of Roman fords is just around here, because I think at some point that bridge collapsed and went out of use, but the route was still there. People still wanted to cross the road, the stream there, whether that was people using it as a travelling route or just as a farm track. So they made this, which is a ford, which I think I might have seen someone claim it's a Roman ford, but you just saw it's over here. It's not even on the road's over there. The ford's here. It goes down rather than up. I don't know if you can see there. There's that lovely agger with the reeds on the side of it going up to where the bridge would have been. And then someone else came along a few hundred years later, can't be bothered, stick a ford in, don't care. So I'm pretty sure that's not Roman, but I think that is. So that's the end of my little video on Roman stream crossings around Windley. Bit of a niche topic, but I like it. And who doesn't love trying to paddle across a muddy stream? Well, I like it when I've remembered the right boots, which these are. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you didn't think this was completely rubbish, and maybe I'll be able to do better videos soon without getting someone like Darren to come and help me. Help me. Some famous YouTuber, come and help me make another one that's actually good. Please. Wait, I found a molehill. What's in the molehill? Absolutely nothing. Because it's not the Roman route. It's over there.